Yeah, I think there's a queue. There's myself and Carvajal, but he's probably next in line after us, you know. He looked good tonight, very explosive. And
hey, this is a young kid, 20 years old, with devastating knockout power, bro. This have Mike Tyson type of energy all over.
About 1 punch away from getting hurt. So big respect to Itauma. I mean, he knew that he could get him out and he got him out straight away. I mean, I think no one expected it to finish that quick. Speed kills, as you know. Speed kill.
Boxing legends are buzzing after Moses Itauma's stunning first-round knockout of Dillian Whyte. Antonio Tarver praised the young fighter, noting his incredible style that reminds him of a young Mike Tyson. Tarver emphasized Itauma's devastating knockout power and remarkable maturity for his age. Many believe this victory has officially announced Itauma as a rising heavyweight star, proving he has the skill, presence, and talent to potentially dominate the
Yeah, he's going to give these tough guys, he's going to give these veterans a hell of a time, bro. He's poised, he's patient, and he got that knockout power. He know how to set it up. It's going to be a nightmare to get rid of this guy, man.
There's been so much talk about Moses Itauma. His talent, we've said how talented he really is. Now he's doing on the big stage, the main event. That's another level now, isn't it?
Well, we know Dillian Whyte came in here, being knocked out a couple times, wanted to see could he land a punch on this young kid, but he didn't have a chance tonight. He got mowed over, and this is a big win for a young guy. But he got to continue to fight credible opponents, and he got to get tested. He got to fight a young fighter like himself and beat a credible opponent like that, not these old, washed-up fighters that he can only just look good against. You got to get tested too to see if he's the real deal.
Now talk to me about Dillian. Obviously we can see the work that you put in. Such a brilliant servant to the sport, isn't he?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
But Dillian, we can see the work that you put in this camp. Such a brilliant servant to the sport. If this is the end, how good has Dillian Whyte been?
You know what, Dillian Whyte has been a staple in the heavyweight division. I think it's time for him to hang it up. He can only get hurt a lot worse than he did tonight. You know, fortunately, you know, he didn't get seriously injured, KO'd and knocked out unconscious. You know, he'll be able to take this loss and I think enjoy the rest of his retirement.
Definitely. Just before I let you go, Moses Itauma, is it time to see him in there with Alexander Usyk, or do you still think that might be too soon?
It's too soon for Usyk, bro. He got to earn his title shot. He got to be the real contender. He beat a washed-up has-been tonight.
Ben Davidson's reaction to the shocking knockout was filled with both respect and admiration. He highlighted the significance of seeing a British legend like Dillian Whyte step into the ring once more, regardless of the result. Davidson's words carried deep appreciation for Whyte's career and legacy, while also recognizing the importance of Moses Itauma's triumph. To him, the fight was more than just a sudden finish. It was a symbolic statement, marking the passing of the torch to a new generation.
For the opportunity, a British boxing legend. So yeah, really pleased.
We spoke about this before in the week, and let's not kind of cut over the fact that Dillian Whyte has been in with everyone, and this was a gamble from your side, from the second class between, say, a Dempsey King to someone like a Dillian Whyte, and that was a gamble. You took the gamble and it's paid off, but you shouldn't start saying, oh, Whyte was whatever now, because we didn't know what was going to happen tonight.
No, I think it's extremely disrespectful to have that approach. Like I say, nothing but respect with Dillian. Really appreciate him giving us the opportunity, and yeah, I think Moses deserves all the credit that he should be getting.
Did you expect it to come that early?
No, I didn't. Being honest, I know that he's always capable. He's a very, very difficult heavyweight to be in there with. Very difficult to defend against. He hits hard enough where he's hitting the shots that you don't see, and it's hard enough to put you away with those. So I know that he can come at any moment, but yeah, he saw the opportunity, picked up on something that he'd worked on. Big shout out to Lee Wiley as well, puts a lot of time in, a lot of effort in, and fantastic in putting together a scouting report and picking up on Dillian's tendencies for us to go away and put together some drills and rep that with Moses, and yeah, it all paid off. Everyone's work paid off.
Tyson Fury shared his thoughts on Moses Itauma's stunning victory over Dillian Whyte, and even the heavyweight champion couldn't hide his admiration, praising the young fighter's performance. Fury declared, "Asterisk, there he is, the future of boxing. Been saying it for years." Such recognition from the reigning champion added massive credibility, proving that Itauma's win wasn't just shocking but respected at the highest level. Promoter Frank Warren also hailed the fight as both brutal and incredible, pointing to the speed and decisiveness of Itauma's performance as a clear statement to the boxing world. The short yet explosive contest showcased Itauma's devastating style, sharp finishing ability, and composure under the spotlight against a seasoned opponent like Whyte. For Warren, emphasizing both brutality and efficiency highlighted exactly what fans and promoters crave in a rising star: electrifying entertainment combined with undeniable skill and the promise of long-term dominance.
There weren't any other time. It was an unbelievable, ruthless, short performance, caught him with good shots and done an absolute job.
Did you expect that?
No. I fancied him to win. I thought he'd stop him, I didn't think it would be like that.
Frank Hargovic next?
No, yet we'll see what happens. No rush today. We've got a load of options and we'll consider what we're going to do.
How do you match this guy now?
We'll match him.
But no one's giving him rounds.
Frank Warren took to Twitter, declaring, "Moses Itauma is the real deal. We all just witnessed something special." His words perfectly capture the magnitude of Itauma's victory and the lasting impression it left on the boxing world. For such praise to come from a veteran promoter underscores the moment as a true milestone. Analyst Adio emphasized how remarkable it is for Itauma to achieve such success at such a young age, pointing out that his youth provides ample time to improve, refine his craft, and dominate the division for years ahead. Beating a seasoned fighter like Dillian Whyte in such dominant fashion, Adio noted, reveals extraordinary potential. Meanwhile, Oladipo argued that the next 2 to 3 years could be pivotal in shaping Itauma's legacy, as he already demonstrates the skill, discipline, and fearlessness that often take years to develop. His journey, they agree, has only just begun.
Was clearly done, and we'll get to whether or not Dillian Whyte is done. So there are going to be some that say, look, okay, what's Dillian Whyte done in the last couple of years? And these things are true. I spoke about those things as well, but I don't want to change what the narrative was, or what the narrative has been in the last couple of days. With everyone seeing the way Dillian Whyte looked and the way Dillian Whyte was speaking, I think a lot of people are like, well, 1 second, something might happen here. Let's remember that, because something did happen. Moses Itauma was just a steam train. Honestly, this guy, for 20 years of age, 20, remember all these heavyweights that you're seeing right now that are in their peak, are in their mid to late 30s, and most of them became world level operators in their mid to late 20s. He's doing it as a baby. This guy is 20 years and 7 months. And, I've been around Andy Lee the last couple of days, and it's been so good being around Andy, because Andy has told me stories of watching Moses spar Joseph Parker, and even Andy's been waxing lyrical about him. And he doesn't have to, right? This is off camera, this isn't on camera, these are private conversations. And he's like, this dude is good. Because there's been a lot of talk about if this was to go and turn into a dogfight, maybe Dillian Whyte would have the advantage. And I think I said this as well, to be fair. And Andy kind of shut that down straight away, said, no, I've seen this guy in a dogfight. So maybe he's talking about the spars with Joseph Parker. But I'm just so excited about what this kid can be in the next 2 or 3 years. I am. I like the way the Americans are talking about him, because it's so hard for Brits to kind of get the thumbs up from American fight fans, American fighters.
Dave Caldwell summed up the moment with one word: asterisk, devastating asterisk, capturing just how emphatic the knockout truly was. He praised Itauma as a fighter who always gives his best, thrilling fans with both speed and intensity every time he steps into the ring. For Caldwell, the performance proved that Itauma is more than raw power. He's an entertainer who leaves lasting impressions. His recognition of Itauma's relentless, fast-paced style suggests a young heavyweight could quickly become a fan favorite and a driving force in boxing's future.
Devastating, stunning, spectacular. You can throw all the words you want at it. It was brutal, and this is what I feared going in. I'm a bit, when fighters give their all to the career, and you watch him throughout the years having wars and giving everything, like, you know, Dillian Whyte against Chisora. So the action with the AJ fight, look at him throughout all his career, he always goes out there, gives everything, as a terror, he's exciting, you know, he's a big character, big personality. And then when they get to a stage of the career where you feel as though it's that fight where they're gonna be, where it's kind of like it's way too much for them, and it's gonna be, you know, quite a nasty ending for them, a nasty ending to a career. I was worried for Dillian going into that this would be that fight, and it was. I mean, that you don't get as, you know, it can't be any worse than that to punctuate a career, to end a career.
Before we talk about what's potentially next for Dylan, let's talk about Moses. It's hard because we almost want to, feel like we want to learn a bit more about him. No, genuinely. Yeah. I wanted at least to see about 4 or 5 rounds, and maybe not necessarily say, oh, get clipped with a few, because if you can move on,
no,
great.
You want questions asked, don't you?
I want to see, you know, if you get dragged into the trenches a little bit, where can we go here? But you can never get that far. So is that, I suppose, maybe the only thing you got? I thought we'd have seen a bit more of him.
Yeah, that's you know, that's what you want to tick boxes as a fan, as somebody who's trying to, you know, see how far these kids can go. When we get something spectacular, you want to see them have questions put in front of them and see, you know, like you say, can they go a few rounds? What happens? Because there's still those unanswered questions that we've got. Can he carry it on throughout the later rounds? Can his feet stay sharp? Can he, you know, does he retain that sharpness, you know, past 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds?
Analysts were quick to dismiss the idea that Dillian Whyte's loss was due to poor preparation, noting he entered the fight in excellent shape and backed by the experience of a long, respected career. That context made Moses Itauma's victory even more remarkable, as he had never faced an opponent of Whyte's caliber before. By meeting the challenge with such composure and power, Itauma proved he is capable of competing at the sport's highest level. Analysts concluded the performance firmly established him as a future champion with the potential to dominate the division soon.
He was a bigger step up than Moses Itauma had ever faced in his career. Remind you guys, the kid only has now 13 fights. And this was supposed to be somewhat of a test for Moses Itauma. This was supposed to tell us where he was in the pantheon of heavyweight and what you can do with him next. If he is going to struggle with guys like Dillian Whyte, you can't fast track him to a world title. If he goes out and does what he did, which is absolutely beat the brakes off Dillian Whyte, demolish him, and make it look like they should have never been in the ring together, then you have to fast track him to a world title. You have to have him fighting the best in the world. Whether it's Parker or Cabial, whoever's not fighting Usyk next, whether it's a returning Anthony Joshua, we'll talk about that in a second, whether it's a Tyson Fury, no one's probably going to want to take that risk right now because of their legacies, because what's set in stone. So you're probably going to have to give him some younger, hungry heavyweights, like I said, a Parker or a Cabiel. But I'm telling you right now, it is not a matter of if, but when that kid gets to a world title, because, dog, he's out here making this look easy. He is playing heavyweight boxing on easy mode right now, and it's not because he's boosting the sliders. It's because the competition just is not there for him. They tried to get him to step up with Dillian Whyte, and he made it look like a walk in the park. Let's talk about the fight. They both walked out. By the way, Styles P on the walkout for Moses Itauma, him as the voiceover saying, the future isn't coming, the future is here, the future is now. That's some big fucking balls. I'm talking 2 grapefruits hanging in your shorts to walk out to your own voiceover.
After the fight, Itauma spoke with humility, reflecting on a journey that began when he started boxing at just 9 years old. He emphasized that his focus has always been on mastering the craft of the sport rather than chasing fame or stardom. His words revealed a genuine love for boxing, driven by the desire to be remembered as a great fighter rather than celebrity. This authenticity resonated with fans, while his commitment to legacy over commercial gain showcased a maturity that distinguishes him from many young fighters today.
Something like that. I've never been a person to focus on that. And my goal was never to be a superstar or to sell out Wembley or that. That's never been on my agenda. Me personally, I've been boxing since I was 9 years old. It's just something that I do. If I don't box, I feel out of place. I don't feel comfortable in myself. So I'm chasing that thing that I've always had as a little kid, and that's just to be a fighter, and everything else kind of falls into place, doesn't it?
Some examples for Moses referenced in the pre-fight build-up that he felt that Whyte was as per the rules of sorry.
Ron Goodall tweeted, Moses Itauma set everything up with his feints. He did exactly what he needed to do with all the hype surrounding him and delivered the best win of his career on paper. Goodall's word highlighted Itauma's technical ability, composure under pressure, and maturity beyond his years. Using feints so effectively in a high-profile fight silenced doubters and showcased a level of skill rarely seen in fighters his age. This victory now stands as the most significant achievement of his career, a true turning point that announced his arrival on the world stage. Boxing analyst Gone noted that many expected Whyte's experience to test Itauma in ways he had never faced before, predicting the fight would last longer and possibly expose weaknesses in the young heavyweight. Instead, Itauma's early knockout completely defied expectations. The shock factor amplified the importance of the win, proving that Itauma could not only handle immense pressure, but also surpass predictions in dramatic fashion. His ability to finish quickly reinforced his reputation as a unique and dangerous prospect.
We've got something here. Maybe we can, maybe he can go a couple of rounds. Not saying he's going to win, but maybe he can go a couple of rounds and, pull something out. Maybe just be competitive. We've questions of Itauma that we need asked. Maybe Dillian Whyte is the guy to ask them. Alright? That's what we're thinking. Maybe. Right? So, we had the fight week, and Dillian Whyte is very much in a, it's the Itauma show. Be very respectful to Itauma. Some people were saying maybe that's Dillian Whyte trying to play mind games with Itauma, lull him into a false sense of security. Others were saying maybe it's him checked out. Again, I was kind of like, nah, it's probably him just playing the mind games. He'll probably get taken out, but Itauma will go rounds. Dillian Whyte weighs in, career lightest, not career lightest, but lightest he's been in a decade. And I spoke to a few people in Saudi who were there today and said that they think the scales were a little bit off and that he actually could have been lighter, right, believe it or not. So everyone was buzzing for this. Now, I did say, I think yesterday in the video I did, that maybe Dillian Whyte could he have taken the weight off too soon, could he be a little bit weak, who knows, right? But either way, we go to the fight tonight. They're both in the ring. Dillian Whyte looks on it, and here we go. It's fight night. Now, from the get-go, the speed was a problem for Dillian Whyte. Itauma was just too fast. You could see it. That hand speed, like that, it was just phenomenal. And you're just like, oh god. For me, you could see the writing was on the wall.
Buddy McGirt, Dillian Whyte's coach, offered an honest assessment of the fight. He admitted that Whyte was caught clean by an Itauma punch and simply couldn't recover in time. McGirt also defended the referee's stoppage, insisting it was a correct decision to protect Whyte's safety. Significantly, he acknowledged that Itauma possesses the qualities of a future world champion, a powerful statement coming from such an experienced trainer. His recognition further emphasized how impressive Itauma's performance was against a respected and seasoned veteran.
Your immediate reaction to the fight, what do you think went wrong tonight?
He got caught, couldn't recover, basically. You know what I mean? And that's all you can say. You can't say nothing else. They got hit with a good shot, didn't recover, and the referee did what he felt was right.
A lot of people will obviously say, was it the inactivity? Is he still in his prime days, all that kind of stuff? Sometimes take the credit away from Moses. What do you think?
You know what, right now, my mind is like blank, to be honest. You know what I mean? So, my mind is blank, to be honest, right now. I don't want to say anything out of character, so not in a bad way, but like your mind is going 1,000 times right now. So, I'm just gonna hang out with him the rest of the night and enjoy the rest of the stay here in Saudi Arabia.
Just the last word on Moses Itauma. How good is he from what you just saw ringside close up?
Listen, I know the kid is good. I know he can fight. You know what I mean?
Speaking after the fight, Ben Davidson expressed pride in the way Itauma handled the occasion. He stressed that the victory was about far more than raw power, highlighting the preparation, focus, and mental strength that went into performance. From a trainer's perspective, Davidson revealed the extensive work behind Itauma's success and felt the fight validated his rise, proving he belongs on the big stage. His remarks also hinted that the team views this win as the beginning of a journey toward championship-level opportunity.
You'd worked sort of tirelessly over the last few weeks over the game plan. Was you surprised with how early it went with that?
No, we knew there was an opportunity to that. Like I said there, Lee Wiley lost his mum through that camp, so really appreciative of the work that he always does. Put together a scouting report, picked up on Dillian's tendencies to a T. You know, we repped it, drilled it, and Moses went out there and executed it. So, fantastic job. And as we keep saying, he's a very, very difficult fighter to get through the rounds with, and you know, without.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more updates.